So I've been driving nothing but Toyotas for the last 20 years, and of course, when I needed a replacement for my '89 4Runner, I bought, you guessed it, a 2020 Ford Ranger. So this Ranger is going to be my new tow rig. It's going to get the Yaris to track events and on road trips and stuff like that. And there are several reasons that I went with this over a 4Runner or a newer Tacoma. The first is the obvious one. It's that Toyotas are no longer the cheap option. At first, this was because used Toyotas were holding their value because of their notable reliability. But now Toyota is making more and more vehicles that are not the economic option. For the same money as a used base model 2-wheel drive Tacoma, I got this Ranger with 4-wheel drive, the off-road package with the locking diff, and a tow haul mode. Now, Ford reliability and quality control are nothing compared to Toyota, and I mean literally nothing. But apparently the Ford Ranger is the most reliable of their entire lineup, so fingers crossed. And if this does end up breaking all the time, it means I get to make videos fixing it, and that's more content for you. So win-win, really. Of course, my first Gen 4Runner was way cooler than this. But practically, this has more than double the towing capacity, double the off-road ability, and double the fuel economy. For long road trips with the Yaris in tow, I need something that's capable and comfortable. But it's not perfect. This truck didn't come with everything I need, so let me give you a little tour and show you what I'll be upgrading throughout the year. This truck bed doesn't have a bed liner and it's pretty scratched up, so we're gonna have to do some fixing over here. The off-road package comes with supposedly upgraded Rancho shocks, which are apparently terrible, so we're gonna swap those out at some point. And even though this is gonna be my tow rig, it doesn't actually have a hitch yet, so we're gonna need one of those ASAP. Also, we're gonna need some interior protection. These seats stain really easily. I've had McDonald's in here like once, and I already have French fry stains on the seat. But the biggest thing is gonna be a tonneau cover. Right now, I use the bed, but anytime I walk away from the truck, I don't wanna leave stuff back there, so I end up doing stuff like this. By the way, that's the tow hitch, which we're gonna install right now. That's like top priority. For all the other stuff, I took a drive down to my local auto parts store. It's pretty much all available at O'Reilly's. I just had to get a lot of it special ordered, which means it's gonna take some time to get here.
Got it?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh, good. Thank you.
I'm gonna be adding more to this truck as I go and as I figure out what it needs. But for now, let's get started on this hitch. So in theory, this should be pretty easy. We're just gonna loosen these bolts over here that hold on the bumper, and then the tow hitch itself is gonna attach on those same bolts. So they're just going to layer over each other. And I've already got the 4-pin connector here. So literally all we need is the metal of the hitch. You gotta make sure that when you're doing something like this, you are looking at both the tow rating of the hitch itself and of the vehicle. Because this is a 10-speed and because of the way this hitch is going to be tied in, my maximum towing capacity is going to be 7,500 pounds, which is a heck of a lot more than a first-gen 4Runner, even with an engine swap. While it is only 4 bolts, it's best to have a friend or jack stands to hold everything in place, or you can creatively use some packing foam. I also had some ratchet straps to make everything a bit easier. Okay, the hitch is all done, and just in time too, because got more stuff we need to install. This is an MX4 tonneau cover from Backflip, which is gonna sit flush to the bed while also locking shut. So because of the way the back of the bed is on the Ranger, this comes with a special version of the weather seal. So, you know, if you're getting one of these, just double check that you've got the one specifically for your truck, because it sometimes comes with extra bits. Okay, Now it's time for the most important part. Okay, all done. Looks good. Now I'm gonna go put this truck to work. While I've been dealing with the 4Runner flip, selling that, buying a new vehicle, and getting it ready, the Yaris has been sitting down in Los Angeles the whole time. It definitely needs a clean, but more importantly, it needs to go back up the mountain to my workspace. Yeah, mostly tracks. When you're towing like this, it's a good idea to stop before you get too far down the freeway to see if anything has settled into place and you can tighten it down even more. Also, if you're ever towing your track car or something, you get really good at knowing where you can kind of pull in and then eventually pull out at stops and stuff like that, so you don't get stuck in a place where you need to do a U-turn or anything like that. I don't know, little things that I definitely did not think about before, you know, having to tow this little guy. And this is the convenience of a modern truck. This thing tows like there's nothing back there. Admittedly, the Yaris is not heavy. In fact, this is probably the lightest setup that you could have for towing a track car, a front wheel drive hatchback on a 2-wheel dolly, because even if you were doing something like an open wheeler, like Formula V or something like that, you still wouldn't be able to dolly tow it. You'd need a heavier trailer. So yeah, not asking a lot of this truck, but coming from a 30-year-old 4Runner, I can easily feel a difference. With the 4Runner, I had to have two hands on the wheel at all times. I was white knuckling every time I was towing. This, I could drive one-handed. And honestly, so far, it's getting better gas mileage than anything else that I've towed with before. Not just the 4Runner, it's getting over twice the MPG towing than what the 4Runner did, but it's also getting better gas mileage than the Eco Diesel or anything I ever borrowed from Banks. If you are towing something bigger, you would need a bigger truck, but this is the perfect amount of truck for me. And look, I still love old Toyotas, and I honestly still wish I had one, but as far as my practical needs go, this solves all of that, and I'm definitely going to be better off on track days having this instead of having a project car tow a project car. But we still got more driving to do. Every time I'm towing like this, I also always think, who's that asshole that's tailgating me? It's me. You got to know it ain't no me. Come on, baby. Please. And the Yaris is back home. Not only is the Yaris back home, but towing was easier than it's ever been, and the Ranger performed with no issues. So I got one less excuse to not be working on this thing. And I know I said I was gonna do an engine swap, and I have done literally no work on that. That's not true. I've done a little bit of work on it, but I'm not gonna get into that in this video. Gonna save it for the next one. So stick around.